Hey, it's me, Destin. Welcome back to Smarter Every Day. We are here at Lookout Mountain, Alabama, again at Orbix Hot Glass. I made a video years ago called The Mystery of the Prince Rupert Strop about this peculiar little piece of glass where it's really, really tough, but if you even nick the tail, it explodes. So what I'd like to do today is I want to get back to the basics because there's stuff I did not explore when I first tried to understand this thing. I would like to recreate an experiment performed by Hook, one of the first scientists that ever put time into the Prince Rupert Strops. He actually suspended it in epoxy, let the epoxy harden, and then nicked the tail, and then you can see the spatial fragment distribution of the glass fragmentation, which I think is awesome. So I'm so excited. So what we're gonna do is goggle up because science is about to happen. Let's go in here and meet my buddy Cal, who has agreed to make me some more Prince Rupert Strops so we can take it back to my shop and we can learn more about how this thing works. Let's go get smarter every day. What are you gonna do? We got a guard dog. All right, here we go. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, too. How are you? Hey, Eric, here's a fist bump.
Hey, nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Good.
All right, so Cal is going to make some Prince Rupert Strops for us. That one broke. That one lived. Here at Orbix Hot Glass, they're masters at creating beautiful works of art using the properties of glass. When glass heats up, it expands, and when it cools down, it contracts. And it was here that I first learned about the mystery of the Prince Rupert Strop. We made Prince Rupert Strops by dripping molten glass down into cool water, and when the glass hit the water, it froze, it hardened up, and then it started to contract because it was cooling down. The inside, however, was still molten, so as it started to cool, it pulled in on that outside shell, which was already hard. This is a Prince Rupert Strop. The outside is an extremely high compressive stress and is very tough, but the inside is an extremely high tensile stress. The mystery of the Prince Rupert Strop, though, is how tough they are. If you hit the outside with a hammer, it won't break, but if you even nick the tail, it will explode. Not shatter, it will actually explode. That's why these things are so interesting. They're even tougher than I first imagined though, because I've done several other experiments where I actually shoot bullets at Prince Rupert Strops and they shatter the bullet. And it's not until the tail wiggles that the whole thing will explode. Today, we want to understand this explosion. We want to see if we can characterize the spatial fragment distribution of the glass as it flies away as this thing explodes. All right. I was successful in my attempts to transport the Prince Rupert Strops here to the house. Trent's with me today because we have two high-speed cameras to run.
What's up?
We're gonna run this one right here. That's called a 7510. It runs very fast. This is the Smarter Every Day 2511. That'll do 25,000 frames per second at 720p. So here's what we're gonna do. I got to reading the paper. It's a Micrographia by Robert Hooke. I was a little bit wrong. He didn't actually suspend the drop in resin. He actually used this stuff. It's called Ichthycola, I believe, but it's a really fancy glue made out of fish bladders. That's interesting. And the way he did it, he kind of like coated the Prince Rupert Strop and then wrapped it in leather and then popped it, and that helped it retain its shape when it exploded so he could see what happened. That's not what I want to do though. I want to do something different. We've got these plexiglass boxes here. I want to fill it with an epoxy. This is a two-part epoxy used for furniture stuff, coating wood and things like that. It's 1-to-1 mixture. So we're going to mix this in here. We're going to use this fancy Mixotronic 3000. We're going to mix that stuff in one of these cups, and then we're going to degas it. And the purpose of doing this is to get all the bubbles out of it. And then I'm going to start a stopwatch here. And what I'd like to do is I would like to get the hardness of the resin to be just perfect enough where when we crack the Prince Rupert Strop, you can see the fragmentation, the explodiness of the Prince Rupert Strop. You'll notice that we have this angle, which shows like the overall propagation of the fracture wave as it goes down the length of the Prince Rupert Strop. So with one high-speed camera, I'd like to capture that. But with the other one, I would like to get it nose on like this because I want to see the explosion out in this radial direction. So I think we prepared the epoxy. we start the stopwatch, we know how long the epoxy is hardening, and then I will suspend it, we'll get a line, and then I'll pop it, and then we'll get the high speed and see what goes down. You cool with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So that's step one, and then we'll do it at some duration of time that represents a certain hardness factor, and then we'll interpolate between there and see if we can get the right amount of time. Oh man, this feels like a thing. I need gloves, don't I? This makes me so happy, dude. Oh, I got a lot of air in that. Mixatronic 6000, starting the clock. Boop. Analog for the win. Oh, a bug went in there. This is how Jurassic Park happens. Oh man, it's not what we want. Get out of there, bug. All right, that pin's done. It's warm already. We're gonna pull the bubbles out of that. Let's get a camera over here and see what's going on. It's gonna boil. There she goes. Getting all the air out of it so we can see into it. That's a lot of air. I don't think I Mixatronic 6000 very good. All right, I think when we let pressure back in, all the bubbles get small. All right, reapplying atmospheric pressure. Oh, the bubbles are getting small. It's getting clear. It's got streaks in it, you can see the heat. You can't really see. It's kind of cloudy. It's not crazy warm.
Might need to mix it some more.
Mix it some more? Mm. This is the manual Mixatronic 2000. It's getting clear. I'm gonna pull more vacuum on that. Turning it off. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. If I mix it by hand, it gets cleaner. Okay, and we did end up with some bugs in there, Jurassic Park style. Oh, it's smoking! It's smoking! You see this?
Oh, I do see
it. It's smoking! Exothermic to the max. All right, here we go. Getting the Leatherman. I'm kind of scared of the Prince Rupert strap. Your goggles are on, my goggles are on. I'm gonna position the bulb toward you. Oh, it's getting hard.
Oh man.
What happened? I got like a hard layer. Oh, it's getting hard fast.
Close your mouth.
Oh yeah, good point. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Okay, trigger. Whoa. My mouth was open a little bit. Okay. Fragmentation did not move a lot. So that actually solidified too hard. It was at 23 minutes since the moment the Mixatronic touched it. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so we didn't get a lot of movement there. Didn't get a lot of movement at all. You can see that the Prince Rupert strap solidified in kind of a weird way. Not what I was going for. I actually thought that that was going to be too runny. Less than ideal results. Let's go see what is on the high-speed cameras. That's fast. All right, so playing through, out of focus a little bit. That's cool. So you can see it run the racetrack, right? Okay, so look at the fragment distribution up top. You can see that it's spreading out, but the down below, we kind of overexposed a little bit, but the epoxy is impeding the explosion, so it's not going out. We have to science harder.
You can't always get what you want.
But if you try sometimes, you'll get what you need. Look at that. When I was putting it in there, I hit that floor. I couldn't go below that. So we're not solidifying at the same rate across. So I think we need to insert the Prince Rupert strap earlier.
Yes.
And what this also means is we may end up with an asymmetric fragmentation distribution because the viscosity might not be homogeneous.
Yes.
Okay.
What you doing there?
Oh, you know, Just trying to mix the vertical strata as well as the horizontal. I remember my baseball coach on a camping trip taught me that mixing eggs is better with a fork than a spoon. We're pretty goopy this time. Smoking's happened. Okay, I'm gonna try in 3, 2, 1. Trying, don't trigger yet. Here we go, and. Ouch! Oh, it's hot. Oh man, I get on my finger and it sunk.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. So the epoxy was hotter than I expected. Okay, I'm gonna wash that off real quick so I don't get burned. With the epoxy on my watch, that was like 18, 19 minutes. Man, okay, this is hard. The fluid is too liquid. We might not be able to do this because it didn't dissipate a crazy amount and then it fell down. So this might not be possible. So there's definitely a shock wave. The shock wave propagates right into the bulb, right? Am I seeing that right? Like there's some kind of momentum to the shock wave. Oh, we learned something. Okay, so there's a shock wave that just goes along the axis of the bulb. Boom, and then afterwards the fragmentation. Okay,
Keep going.
So pressure wave hits the glass. That's cavitation, I assume.
Yeah.
On the glass.
So right there is when it gets the biggest, and then it starts to slam back shut due to
It sure does.
hydrostatic pressure of the fluid, right?
I would think so.
How can we make that shot better?
You're asking the right questions.
So we need to get a shot between that viscosity and the first shot's viscosity.
Yes. So it's like right after it starts smoking.
Well, yeah.
It's like we wait for the potion to get ready, and then it starts smoking, and we're like, all right.
I see smoke.
You see magic smoke?
I see magic smoke.
Magic smoke time! We need to wait 2 minutes for magic smoke time to take effect. It's gelatinous. Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Do it, Destin.
Keep it centered.
I'm trying so hard. Can't even see it anymore.
Keep it centered.
Trying. Oh, it turned. Gah. It turned on me. It twisted. I have failed. But we can see the shards pretty good. Okay, it still fell. The whole thing was gelatinous. Look at that.
Holy cow.
The
Already?
The whole top is rigid. So magic smoke time is it. I mean, that's it, man. We did get it to expand. Hey. As far as accomplishing what we were trying to accomplish, we did pretty good. Okay, so goes, we were able to capture that, the spatial fragment distribution we were going for, but not this. So that's not homogeneous in terms of viscosity or hardness. It doesn't look like we're gonna get what I wanted, which was like the galaxy frag pattern, but we're gonna get something cool. So mix, magic smoke, 2 minutes, let the top get hard,
And then wait.
And then wait. Okay, on day 2, we're making 2 changes here. First of all, we're not going to use these pliers, which try to shear the Prince Rupert strop, which ends up torquing it. We're going to use these bolt cutters, which pinch directly. Hopefully that won't spin the Prince Rupert strop in the box. And also, we've made smaller boxes. The hope here is that we can see through less epoxy and we can get a better image. Okay, we're going to mix up 2 things like this, and we're going to let it get hard in the whole bit. So. Whoops. Had a blowout. Ah, it's got little air bubbles on the PRD.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
I'm ready. Mouth closed.
Mouth closed. Awesome. Oh, it's beautiful, dude.
Got it.
Air's coming in all the way through the tail. Right there, there's air coming in, and it's going all the way through the glass. I don't know, man, but that's gonna look awesome on a desk, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm just gonna set this right here while I save the high speed, see what happens. So here's that footage sped up, and you can see a wing-like bubble emanating from the shattered Prince Rupert strop. And the more I look at this and the more I think about it, the less I'm sure I understand what's happening here. Is it the internal stresses in the epoxy? Is it some type of air coming down all the way through the Prince Rupert strop? I don't really know. I'm still working on this. But what I do know is the slow motion is awesome. It's pushing that's a shockwave. It's pushing a shockwave in the,
Oh, do you see
it's a
that?
reflective shockwave.
Should we try to do that shot again, but go faster? Squish down?
Yeah, it's set up right now. We just have to frame it. Yeah, I also want to get the curly Q running down into it too. Oh man, I love this so much. So we didn't end up freezing the fragments of a Prince Rupert strop mid-explosion quite like I had visualized in my mind, but we did end up in my favorite place to be. Trying scientific things I've never done before and reveling in the exploration and the artistic beauty of what I'm experiencing. To me, there's something about just playing and trying to understand the world around me and uncover more truth that just lights my soul on fire. I absolutely love this, and I think it's beautiful. Okay, I want to go update you on the laminar flow fountain, but before I do that, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Brilliant, and Brilliant is a really good tool that you can use to learn scientific concepts, STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, all the different things. Brilliant has tons of different courses that you can take. You can take one on scientific thinking, computer science, all different types of math. It's a really good interactive way to learn these concepts because personally, I learn the best when I'm actually doing things. So just like we did in this experiment on this video, you can grab handles, turn knobs, things of that nature. Brilliant is designed in a really cool way to make you own the content in your brain. Instead of just like memorizing facts, you can understand things. So if you want to check this out, go to brilliant.org/smartereveryday. You can sign up for free and you can get 20% off your annual premium membership. Okay, laminar flow fountain update here in just a second. I love the red trains. And here it is. This is what I wanted to show you. The laminar flow fountain is off. Look at this. I can learn about how water flows right here on my phone. And if I worked here, that would help me fix this. All right, I'm just being silly, but I do want the fountain going, and I do appreciate everybody that supports the sponsor, because you're smart, you know how this works. Everybody that supports the sponsor supports Smarter Every Day, and I'm grateful. So again, if you're interested in learning more about cool STEM concepts in an interactive way that will help you own the content, feel free to go to brilliant.org/smartereveryday, sign up for free, and get 20% off your annual premium membership. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Smarter Every Day. I'm gonna coat this thing right here on the end to try to keep air from coming in it for a little desk ornament. But I hope you enjoyed learning some stuff about Prince Rupert's drops like Robert Hooke did back in the 1600s. If he'd had the tools, he could have done some amazing things, but I'm just grateful that we have access to tools like this. Thank you to the patrons for supporting. You enable us to do things like rent high-speed cameras and all this kind of stuff, so I'm grateful. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. I'm Destin. You get smarter every day. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, so this is the Prince Rupert's drop that I coated. I expect it to shatter and, I don't know, stretch? Who knows? 3, 2, 1. Where'd it go? Didn't coat it enough. Where did it go? I guess it exploded like everything else.